Hi guys, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and today I'm showing you the brand new Portrait Illuminator. This is a new kit that we have. It's designed for portraits to give you amazing catch lights, fill in shadows that are normally harder to do. This kit is super simple to assemble and creates dramatic effects. Let's take a look what's inside the bag and show you what it's all about. Every Portrait Illuminator kit is going to come with this bag, which is great to get it on location with you. And the nice thing about this reflector is that we include both of the reflective materials. So we've got our silver here, and we've also got our white, and we'll show you those in a minute. Inside here we've got our other pieces. This is our main bracket and tilt mount. This is what allows you to tilt the reflector up and down. We have 6 thumb screws, so you do not want to lose those guys. They're important. We've got 6 crossbars here, which form the main structure. And then we've got our 2 main end stabilizers, which put all the tension onto the reflector. So all of these pieces are going to make up this kit. Let's see how we do that. So we want to install our 2 main supports first of all, and we want to locate our center piece. And you'll find that because it's got the push pins on either end and a hole in the middle, and we have 2 of those, 1 for each side. After we've located that guy, we're going to grab 2 end pieces, and you can indicate those because they've got a cap at the end and no push pins, so we're going to need a left and the right one here. So once we've got those, we can get those other guys out of the way. And this is really easy to assemble because we've got the quick pins there. We're just going to line that up, push the pins in, and it clicks into place. Do the other side really quick as well. Push those, locked into place. So that's 1 assembled. Now we're gonna grab our other main piece here, and we've got the end in, locked. And then this guy as well. And locked in. And to remove those, it's just as easy. You just push those in and pull it out. So these are our 2 main supports. Let's add the fabric now. So we've got 2 fabric choices that we can go with, either the silver, which I'm going to show you, or the white. And with a lot of other manufacturers, those are not included, and like the secondary one, like the white, would be a very expensive option to add. But with the Strobepro Portrait Illuminator, you're getting that included for free. Now, you're going to ask, which one should I use? And that really depends on what you're going to be shooting. The silver is going to give you a little bit more of a pronounced highlight in the eyes, and that's one of the great things about this Portrait Illuminator, is that horseshoe shaped catch light, which is very unique and very difficult to replicate without a reflector like this. You can't really get it with a softbox or an umbrella, so this is going to definitely set you apart in your portraits, especially in the highlights. It's going to give you a little bit more power from your light on the reflect that way. The white is going to be just a little bit softer, but I wouldn't say that the silver is overpowering, so you're just going to have to kind of play around with that a little bit, find which one you like. If you were trying to bounce a light source like hard right off it, the silver is going to reflect that a little bit more pronounced. But give it a try, give both of them a shot, and you can go from there. To assemble this, basically we want to put this on a table, or probably the ground is actually the easiest. I don't want to do it on the ground in the studio here, so we'll do it on this table. So we're going to take one of our bars that we already assembled previously, and we're just going to be going to the end, and you're going to find the opening in the fabric and just sliding that through. Being careful not to catch the quick release there. If you get snagged or anything, just stop, don't force it through. And you're going to have an opening over here, which you need to find the opening again to insert through. And this is our main support, which is why that opening is there. Slide that guy through, and you'll know you're in the middle when you find the hole right there. So then we just need to install the other side, and we're ready to go. Next thing we're going to want to install is our end tensioners. This is what provides all the tension to the actual structure here, and we have 2 of those, and we're going to want to take 2 thumb screws for each end. So the first thing you want to do, and the step that I always forget, is feed this rod through the end fabric here. I always tend to forget that and start installing it right away, and then you're going to have it assembled and have no tension. So just like we did earlier, just feed that through, being careful not to rip any of the fabric there with the threaded end. Once you've got that through, and you can see why this is easier to do on the ground, you're just going to take this, turn it up, and we're going to feed the end through there. Once we've got it through and the threaded end sticking out, all we're going to do is take one of our thumb screws and just get it started. We don't want to tighten that all the way because we want some of this tension available to be able to make this easier to install. Once we've done that side, we're just going to the other, finding the hole again, line it up, and again throw a thumb screw on there and just catch a couple threads and we're good. Now I've got my last 2 thumb screws, and we're going to go over to the other side here with our last tension bar, and again going through the fabric. First of all, I'm going to slide that down, and once we get our hole lined up, just push that through again, and you might need to grab it just a little bit further away. And once we see where that is, it's got the thread through it, thumb screw on there. And now our last one, and I'll just go over here to make this a little bit easier. So this last one, we're just going to pull, find the hole again. And this one's got all the tension on it, so it might be a little bit trickier. Just make sure your fabric's centered, and then it'll pop through like that. Now we can start to tighten those if we want. Tighten them all the way down. So you're going to see here that we do have tension, but that it's still not stretched all the way. That's what our main tension bar is going to do, and our tilt mount there. So let's install that now. Okay guys, we're going to mount the bracket here, the tilt bracket, onto a stand. Now, depending what stand you have, it might be too high. So like if you have a 10 or a 13-foot stand and the lowest height is up here, obviously this is going to make it too high. So having like a 7-foot Air or like our 4-foot roller is really the ultimate stand for this. I would highly recommend those so you can get it low enough but still have plenty of height if you need it. So for this, basically we're just like any other strobe or anything. It's got the thumb screw here to tighten it on. We just drop it on to a standard light stand spigot, tighten that down, and we're locked in there. This other knob on the top here is our tilt, but for now we're just going to keep that level as we assemble the actual reflector in here. Now you might be tempted at first to install this bracket onto the bars, but you're never going to get the crossbars in if you do it out of sequence. So you always want to assemble this and then attach it onto the tilt bracket, because you need this tension to install these crossbars. To install this, basically all we're doing is we're going to line up the hole that's in the middle there. It's going to push down, and we're going to throw a thumb screw on that, which I don't have, so we'll do that in a second, and then pull the other one and do the same thing on the back there. Then all we do, grab our last thumb screws and just make sure that's pushed down all the way. Tighten that in there. And you want to keep these parallel with the bar so they're out of the way. And then on the back, same thing. Tighten that down. Now if you didn't in the previous steps tighten all your screws or your thumb screws up on the tops here, you can go and do that now just to make sure we've got maximum tension. because we don't want to have any ripples in this, because you will see them to some extent in the highlights when you're using the illuminator. So there we go, everything's tight. We've got all of the wrinkles out of here. We're not having any big waves or anything. So from there we can start to use the actual reflector. So just a quick note on how you kind of use this illuminator. There's really no set way, but the number one thing you want to do is use this close, because if I'm up here, you're going to be able to see it. Now, so basically off, but when I tilt it up, you're going to start to see the shadows filling in under my chin here. And we're not even using a strobe, we're just under our LED lights. And I'm not sure if you can see on the camera there, the horseshoe going into the highlights in my eyes, but we'll show some photos of that after so you can get a good idea of that. So the problem is, if you want to back up from this, you're going to lose the whole effect. So it's designed to be used really close. I know sometimes that intimidates new photographers, using modifiers this close to them, but that's really what you want to do. So using this with a softbox or a beauty dish up overhead, you can really take one light portraits that are absolutely stunning, and that's really what this whole reflector is designed to do. Fill in those shadows, give you amazing catch lights, and really make the process super, super simple. So here's our single overhead LED, and you can see the dramatic effect that will fill in the shadows under my chin and under my nose there. It's really smooth transition, so you're not going to get any really hard shadows or anything when you use this portrait illuminator. Okay guys, so we've showed you everything about the new portrait illuminator. It comes with the two fabrics, the silver and the white, giving you lots of options. The quick release pens to easily assemble and disassemble it. The full carrying bag and everything, so you can take it on location. So you're really getting everything you need to take amazing portraits, give you really unique catch lights that you can't get anywhere else. So I think you're really going to enjoy this kit. Be sure to check it out at Strobepro. If you don't have a stand, we highly recommend either a 7-foot stand or a 4-foot roller to use with this to get it nice and low if you need it, or to bring it up high enough to do those unique shots. So until next time, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com.